and a dozen. Hollywood's doing an excellent job of eating up the clock in the third quarter, keeping its defense off the field, which is basically the same guy. So I don't know if it's really keeping the defense off the field. They're all going both ways anyway. Or some of them anyway. And Walton bouncing outside. Cuts it inside, and he's just tripped up. Irving Valencia maybe saved a touchdown because Walton was cutting when Valencia knocked him off his pins.
That was close. And again, look at the acceleration and the way to read the defense. These running backs have such good vision. He cuts back, and what a tackle by Valencia.
Ball's on the 10-yard line.
3rd and 5. Ball sitting at the Belmont 10. Hollywood has 2 downs to pick up 5 yards and get a first down. Cabrera storms down to the 6. He's about a yard shy. The big fullback. 3 years on the varsity. Has that strong upper body, Cabrera.
He's tackled by Estrada.
And Estrada finally hauled him down at the 6.
No, they went for it 4th and 9. You see Cabrera's down, and they can ill afford to lose him. It looks like he's got a cramp the way he's stretching out his leg there. Of course, early in the year, it's been hot at practice, although a very comfortable conditions for the game tonight, temperature in the low 70s, but Cabrera having to stretch it out. Cabrera going right up the middle, and he came close to that first down. Of course, they went a moment ago 4th and 9. You know they're going to go for it here. They do not have the time-tested field goal kicker, and with more than a quarter to go, they're probably not going to elect to try to tie it up here, trailing by 3, as they continue to work on Cabrera, and Hollywood will go over and huddle with Coach Jeff Trezevant over on their sideline. The Belmont fans are enjoying this one. They've come out in force tonight, hoping to get their team back in the playoffs this year. And I'll tell you, Randy, if our season's going to be like this opening game, it's going to be a great year of football on LA 36 and KLCF.
Well, we have some terrific games. Jumique, by the way, has come back in. He will be stationed at fullback as they work and attend on the health of George Cabrera. But we have some terrific games. Venice Carson, a rematch, of course, of the city final. Birmingham Dorsey will be a battle. Taft and Birmingham. I like the Franklin Fairfax game will be very good. Got a lot of very good football games on both LA 36 and KLCS this season. A concerned Robert Levy with the headsets on.
As many times as he said his team wasn't going to take Hollywood lightly, they have gotten a real stiff slap in the face in the early going here.
Not so early anymore, though. We're down to the final minute 10 of the third quarter. The Sheiks have 4th and 1. Jumique is in. Number 32 for Cabrera at fullback. It is Jumique into the middle of the line. And it'll depend upon the spot.
Pretty good surge by that Hollywood offensive line. They just had to move the pile back.
Final 46 seconds of the quarter. Needed a yard.
It's very close. The sticks are right on the line, and the way they spotted the ball, it looks a little short. And it is going to be short. Belmont holds.
Sentinels take over. They're backed up at their 6-yard line, leading by 21-18. Got to think that number 22, Emory Curtis, is going to see the football extensively on this possession for the Belmont Sentinels, who were 4-6 last season. They just dodged a huge bullet here.
The key for Hollywood, they have to get a stop on this series. They have not been behind by more than a touchdown the entire game. They're trailing by 3. They cannot afford to let Belmont drive the field and go ahead by double digits.
Starting from the 6-yard line. Up the middle, wide open. And Estrada is on his way. He wants to go 94 yards for a touchdown. Jonathan Estrada will go all the way, 94 yards.
Nothing fancy about it. Just a handoff to the fullback right up the middle. And Jonathan Estrada showing tremendous speed once he got into the open field. Look at the gap as Estrada steps through the official, the only obstacle. And he does a good job here of splitting the secondary. Walton ran into Pikes. The two of them are fast, but they took each other out of the play. And Estrada all the way with an escort.
What a game for Jonathan Estrada. Been so terrific on defense. And now the big play on offense. Irving Valencia for the extra point for Belmont. And it is good. 28-18. Dave, you talked about it. They needed a stop, did Hollywood, so they'd be within striking distance. Now they're 10 behind after a wonderful drive, taking it inside the 10-yard line. They stalled, missed by a yard. First play, boom, the big play for Jonathan Estrada.
The fortunes can turn so quickly. Another couple of inches, and Hollywood's knocking on the door, ready to take the lead. Now they've got their gut check time. Down by 10 points. They have showed tremendous fight. They showed tremendous effort. But one of the problems they faced last season, because so many players go both ways, was fatigue in the fourth quarter. The next drive of the game, the most important for the Hollywood Chiefs.
And Walton running into one another. They are tired guys who are giving it their all. But, and I made the comment before, really they're rusting their defense, but they're not, because the same guys are going both ways in essence.
You go forward or backpedal, that's the only difference.
You're still out there and you're exerting energy. Well, Robert Levy and his staff have to be a little bit relieved after the long touchdown run by Jonathan Estrada. I would think that's the longest run of Estrada's career, 94 yards. Short kick, and called for, and there is a marker down on the far side. Robert Blacutt caught the football, and then the play was blown dead. There's number 88, Blacutt. Legal procedure on Belmont. They're going to re-kick the football.
Well, Belmont, three of their guys were about 5 yards ahead of the ball when it was kicked, but I don't know why they blew the play dead before the tackle. At least give the team a chance to return the ball.
It's the first game of the year for the officials, too, so it was just a late call. It was the proper call.
We mentioned special teams and how the teams haven't had that much of a chance to work on it, but that's one thing that they really haven't had much of a chance to work on is lining up and getting to the ball at the same time with some momentum.
I do want to talk about Don Child's crew, because we came down somewhat hard on him on the inadvertent whistle. By law, they made the right call. If it's an inadvertent whistle, you got to blow the play dead. I just think in this situation it's a little harsh on Hollywood, who had run for 60 yards and they put themselves in a position to gain the lead. That's a live ball. Sheiks will pounce upon it, and they will have good field position. It's the best field position Hollywood will have after a kickoff, as it's recovered by Alex Beltran, number 30.
Yeah, they picked up about 15 yards on the exchange there between the two kicks. That time the ball was kicked right on top, so it had a lot of top spin. And Hollywood alertly got up close to the line, so in case the ball dribbled through like that, there wouldn't be an onside situation. And now they have got their opportunity with a short field to get right back in the game.
Final 21 seconds of a very strange third quarter. It was a wild offensive show in the first 24, but this third quarter has been a game that might have been better served to be played on Halloween. This third quarter's been crazy. Here's the double handoff, and Walton moves into Belmont territory. Game's about 4, and that should be the final play of the third quarter. Clarence has been skillful tonight, to say the least. Watch these moves by number 2.
Cutting back inside, Belmont recognizes, pursues, and again, that fatigue factor you can see. Walton wasn't able to get through the hole that time.
He did gain 5. It'll be second down and 5 when we begin the fourth quarter. That closes out the third quarter. Hollywood did not score in the third quarter.
And Randy,
Belmont got a touchdown.
only ran 3 offensive plays in the entire third quarter, and they